Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. It's my traditional Thanksgiving morning hunt. Can't hunt this afternoon. I gotta bake some pumpkin pies and have dinner with the family, but I'm gonna go sit over this growed up field. I scouted here the other day and jumped a deer off the bed. I'm trying to find a big buck, but I don't know if he's in here or not, but there was a deer bedded in there. So I figured I'm going to climb as high as I can and hopefully be able to see down into some of the tall weeds. I can't hunt the cattle farm to my right, but I like being able to see it in case the deer are moving to and from there, because they're most likely to be coming from or going to the cattle farm rather than anywhere else. It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna climb down and get my trail cameras. I've got two that I need to put out somewhere. I'm gonna put one on the other end of this growed up field. I'll put the other one probably in some other thicket if I got time. There's tire tracks under my tire tracks. Well, it's Black Friday. It's the first time I've hunted this day in several years. The boss man let me stay home from work today, so of course I didn't stay home. I'm checking a couple cameras before I decide where to hunt. This one spot I've wanted to hunt here. I did once during bow season, ran into a guy who came from across the state, and he said he was going to hunt it muzzleloader season as well, so I assumed there would probably be somebody in here come rifle season. Thanksgiving weekend is typically a really busy time for hunters coming out here to hunt, traveling here to hunt, and the locals as well. So there's quite a bit of hunting pressure right now. I got this little point and shoot camera to check the pictures on the card, and I also got spare cards to swap. This little point and shoot camera I'm holding here is what I started filming my channel with like 9 years ago, so I gradually stepped it up as I went. I wouldn't recommend this as a beginner for self-filming it. I would recommend a cheaper camcorder, but that's what I had when I started. I'm looking at pictures now, and I haven't even got to muzzleloader season. We're still on November 2nd. There's a ton of deer movement, and one of the shooters I had in Velvet just walked right under this tree on November 2nd at like 11 in the morning. Just got another picture at like 5 in the afternoon on November 4th. Alright, now I got a hunter walking by at 5 in the afternoon, second day of muzzleloader. Same evening, there's two hunters dragging a doe out. Well, a few hours later, at like 3 in the morning, one of the shooters came by. It's the one with no brow tines. Not the big one, but it's another big one. I'd shoot him right now if he showed up. Day after that, we got a guy with no orange. That's smart. Deer pictures have tapered off quite a bit, but November 21st, the shooter comes by at like 4 in the morning. Another guy with no orange. Alright, I finished looking through them all. Got a bunch of pressure just recently, a bunch of guys coming in. But whenever nobody's here, a couple days goes by, even a day, even that same night, deer are showing back up. I've been wanting to save this spot for late season. It's looking like nobody's going to shoot a big one out of here unless they get just plain lucky, because every time somebody's in here, there's nothing but people on the camera, and then the bucks will show up at night. So I'm thinking late season might be a good time to slip back in here. But anyway, pretty cool series of pictures. I did not expect to see those two big bucks. I can't tell if the other one I have to go back and look at my summertime pictures, but the one tall buck, he's definitely one I had on camera back in the summer, and I didn't think he'd be hanging around, but he's still here, and I'm pretty sure he's still alive, unless somebody killed him and didn't drag him by the camera, which is possible. This parcel's very small, so when it does get hunted, it's almost not worth fooling with, because it doesn't take much to push deer a little ways away and they're off on another property. That's fresh. I'm gonna poke around. I can't help myself. I'm not gonna poke around too much. Just look around a little bit for sign and see if any deer's actually on its feet. It wouldn't surprise me on an overcast day like today. Most of the thicker cover is on private, back that way. And so these deer are, at least the smarter deer that know better, are perfectly safe in here. You got guys coming in and hunting and sitting down on the ground all over the place and shoot a couple does. They can have some good hunting here, but I think the older bucks are probably a little too smart for that. And I actually am tempted to hunt here this evening. Okay, if y'all remember this spot, I was here 2 days before rifle open, hunting with my muzzleloader, and this little spike came up like 10 yards from me. I'm going back to check a trail camera that's farther back that I didn't get to check last time I was here. It's also up in a tree. Well, this camera was a bust. Only 193 pictures since late September, and most of them were false triggers. A few does occasionally, maybe a little buck, I couldn't even tell. It's not a good setup, but I don't feel like taking a camera down, so it'll sit here a while longer. I think I might go back to where I was earlier, where I was getting pictures of the good ones. Well, I'm back. Probably gonna be a bust. I might shoot a doe if I get the chance. I'm thinking, and this may be a bad tactic, but I'm thinking people have been hunting in here a lot. I might as well add to it and keep the bucks pushed on to private until 2-3 weeks later in season when most people have quit hunting. I wish I could keep going. The property line's not far in front of me. There's a good little stretch of woods through there. I'm sure the deer, those big bucks, might even be cruising back in there where people are hunting here and nobody ever sees them. Every climbable tree here is a hackberry, or no, it's a white ash. There's some hackberries, they don't go tall enough. And a lot of these ash trees are dying, so I have to be really careful. But I need to get up as high as possible. It's gonna be risky biscuits. Just heard a truck door slam at my parking spot. Probably gonna have company. Someone's running a chainsaw. Well, 20 minutes later, they start up their truck and they're leaving. I'll be curious to see what they cut on my way out. I'm assuming it was just over on private. Well, this is a big zero like I was afraid it might be. I guess getting those pictures on the trail camera gave me a little bit of buck fever, so I figured why not give it a shot. I will be back here, but I'm gonna give it a while. Give it some time and hunt some other places. We got rain coming in tomorrow, but there's a turkey season opening on a certain area starting tomorrow and going on for a few days. So I'm gonna take the shotgun and see if I can get me a gobbler tomorrow. I will see y'all soon.